Hey everybody, your girl is here. Happy Wednesday. Now we may have better connection today because I'm at home because we have no football. Ah, no football today. Okay, let's see. All right. So how y'all doing? I'm sitting, chilling, and relaxing. It's been a long day. How's y'all Wednesday going? How's your week going so far? It's midweek. The beginning of the week, sometimes it start rough or sometimes it start out great. And then midweek, you be like, where Friday at? We need Friday. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Let me tell y'all about my day. My day was actually okay until, okay. Oh, we're going to have slow connection at home too. You know what, y'all? Let me just, okay, we don't have slow connection. Tell y'all. But anyway, so today it was just a bunch of stuff. How is it a bunch of stuff? I've been in pain like crazy. So y'all know I was losing my voice and ended up getting sick. And then when I went to the ER, which I don't know is when I went to the ER, maybe like 4 days after being sick, they tested me. I didn't have pneumonia, don't got the flu, but I ended up testing positive for COVID. Of course, I'm like, oh my God, really? Right now, apparently this was a different strand of COVID because baby, my chest was hurting. And I had COVID before years ago. And my chest wasn't hurting the way it was hurting when I was coughing. My back and felt like it was affecting my lungs and kidneys. Baby, that was not hurting. I got bruised up. You would think that's the only bruising. But apparently, because I have been consistent in engaging with y'all, being online with y'all, I'm not missing it for nothing now. Of course, my flesh was like, well, you ain't got football practice, so why don't you just chill and relax with your kids? Then I thought about it. They need to clean up. So we've already had dinner. I ain't had all my dinner yet, just some of it. So my thing was, no, I'm going live at 7, right? Also, so let me just tell y'all my little story, right? So mind you, I was sick for a week. The whole going into my birthday week, I was sick and I got sicker by the day. When I found out what I had, and then the doctor was like, you ain't even infectious. All of a sudden, things started getting a little better and looking up after leaving the hospital, after being in the hospital for half of the day. On top of that, I'm done being sick. The cough started going away. I was like, this cough ain't been linger that long. Like, no, baby, we gonna let this cough kind of, be gone within the next week. We ain't finna linger for a couple more weeks. Anybody got time for that, right? Well, let me tell y'all. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, you know how when you getting out the shower and you putting on your pajamas? I put on my pajamas and my big toe hit the pants just at a slightly different angle than what I was trying to go. And my lower back, y'all, my lower back side started hurting to the point where my back almost gave out. I said, what kind of mess is this? It felt like somebody took their hand, dug it right there, and just that little roll I got, just right there, and dug it and touched the nerve and kept it there. Now it's going away now. But that's how it felt. So, all right, let me do something real quick. Let me invite some of y'all. Up here, let me invite y'all. Uh, let's talk about it. So before we talk about, let's talk about it, let me finish telling y'all my story. So it's too many of y'all. It really is. So I'm like, okay. So I'm okay with, all right, my back is hurting. Let me get some icy hot or something to put on it, right? So I do. No biggie. No problem. Right? Well, then on top of that, it's that time of the month. Now I'm being fully blown transparent. Now those nerves is acting up. I said, wait a minute. My back side is hurting. Now this side is hurting. What else? It's as if I'm just getting toe up, but I'm still walking. I'm still smiling. And that's just some encouragement. That's why I like telling y'all how my day was when we come on here on Wednesdays, because honestly, that's just encouragement just to show y'all that no matter what, even in the physical, God still triumphs over it all. It didn't stop my day. Even though I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it through the work day. I think I'm going to go home. I was like, no, I'm going to eat some popcorn. And then after I eat that popcorn, I'm going to drink me some water, go get me a heating pad, and call it a day. And that's what I did, and I got through the day. My flesh was like, well, if you get through the day, you can actually call out tomorrow. And I was like, no, I don't. I'm going to take a hot bath. I'm going to relax. I ain't got no football practice. Normally, I would be on my feet right now cooking. I ain't even do that. I was like, we can go. We can eat out today. We can eat out today. Because, baby, I'm chilling. So, I said all that to say to know how God is triumphing, even over that. I want to also tell y'all, so today I need a gas. Now, when I get to the gas station, I pump my gas, I pay for my gas. This man out of nowhere, he comes, name was Jonathan. And he asks me, now mind you, I'm not the only person at the gas station either. And I want to tell y'all this because not for the blessing that I was to him, but the revelation that God gave me about me and how far I've come in trusting God and knowing that he provides my every need. So apparently this guy was having problems with uploading, like paying for his gas or whatever. It wasn't that he wasn't having the money, but for whatever reason, it was not trying to let him pay for his gas. Now, I don't know this man for the canopy, and he don't know me. But like I told him, God sent you to me. And so, of course, I'm like, God, I don't even understand why this coming that way. And after this, God showed me on the way home, well, on the way to go pick up the kids on the freeway, how this happened and why it happened. So he asked me if I could pay for his gas and he would reimburse me. I said, okay, that's fine. He was like, I don't know, I could tell you, once to start acting right, I got to get your information, but I got to reimburse you. He didn't ask for an amount, but God had already gave me an amount. Was it my last? No, not really. Yeah and no. So he told me, he showed me the car. Now, based upon his car and my car, we both pump the same type of gas. And that 91 gas ain't cheap. I mean, you can get it cheap somewhere, some places, depending on where you live at. So, needless to say, I went and paid for his gas. I was on pump 6. He was on pump 13. Woo! I wish I had my Bible right here, y'all. I wish I had my Bible right here. This is not even where we was going. I'm trying to let y'all go ahead and come on in. But if you catching the replay, shout out to the replay squad. And shout out to everybody who did join last week. For whatever reason, if y'all are on here, I can't see y'all on here, which is why I be like, comment, engage, because if you don't say hi or anything in the comments, I really won't know if you're on unless later on when I look at the views and I see the views. Last week, y'all, I had to pause in my story because that just came to mind. But last week, y'all went up to almost 80 views on the live last week. And last week we talked about what trauma taught us about love. Listen, if you ain't watched it, you need to go watch the replay. It's pinned on the last event and it's pinned on my profile. Go watch it, okay? Because it was so good last week about love and how I saw love growing up and like all these different things. And today we're actually going to talk about that. But I want to finish telling y'all this story. And I'm going to look up the scripture in a moment. It's going to be Matthew 6:13 because I just saw that right now. Like, wow. So I put the gas in his tank and told him, he was like, how much did you put in there? So I told him, I was like, look, I put this much. He was like, what? I thought you was going to put $10 or, maybe $5. Not that much. Like, I'm completely on E. Now, if anybody knows and you got any kind of luxury, kind of Lexus, a Bentley, or BMW, a Mercedes, a Range Rover, you cannot you can get down to the last $10 in the gas tank, but you really can't go past $10. Because if you go past that $10 mark and that gas light come on and you still driving, 9 times out of 10, you better pull up in the gas station because you're not about to find, it's not going nowhere. It's going to stop. It's going to get the acting up, jerking, and doing the most. So you got to make sure it stay with gas. But I'm not to judge because I was on my last leg today. So I was not judging, right? So I told him how much. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I mean, you were pumping your own gas and here you are, you didn't help me out, a stranger. He was like, how can I reimburse you? I said, you don't have to. You don't need to. I said, God gives me everything that I need. And he was like, there's no way. And he was trying to throw, whoever he was. And I don't know this man and I don't know, what. And he was like, you don't even understand what? I am live. What do you want? After your chores is done.
My chores is already done.
So
John's.
No, I didn't ask about nobody else.
No, he's not taking out the trash.
Okay, but I didn't ask about nobody else. I am only asking about you because you are coming in here for something that you want to do. Right. So we ain't talking about nobody else. It's your choice then.
Yes.
So what do you want? You want to go work out in the gym? Yes. You go work out in the gym because y'all have practice today. And that's fine. Close the door.
I just didn't finish the desk yet because I told John to take the trash off the desk and he won't. He's like, hold up, my stomach hurts. And he's asking somebody to do it for him. I'm like, no, because it's your chore.
Okay, I'll deal with that when I'm done. He gonna be upset. All right, I had the mama for a minute, y'all. But anyhow, so he was trying to tell me, like, he was like, oh, look at my license plate. Like, you don't even understand who you helped. And I was like, I really don't care. You're a person who needs help. God sent you to me because he knew I would help you. He knew I would help you because you needed help. It doesn't matter whether that was my last or whatever. I trust God because I know he will provide for me. So I look at his license plate and I could tell by the license plate. I didn't read his whole license plate and all of that. That's not me. But I can tell by his license plate itself that whatever position he holds in this world is a high position. Like, you know, he got to be something corporate or some high person, right? And so he was like, well, what do you need? Like, whatever it is that you need. Okay, if I can't give you money, like, do you need electronics, computer, all these things? And I'm like, honestly, I don't have a need because God has provided for all of my needs. Anything that I could tell you right now in this moment will be a want. It wouldn't be a need because God provides for me. I said, the only thing I'm going to tell you is to pay it forward. So when somebody comes to you in need, know that God sent them. And you remember this moment that somebody else helped you when you were in need. So now you help somebody else in need. He shook my hand. He was like, God bless you. I said, God bless you too. I hopped in my car and I went on by my business. And if I make no mistake, Matthew 6:13 is seek thee first the kingdom of God and all this. Nope, that's not Matthew 6:13. We're going to find out what 6:13 is. But anyway, but I know it's in the book of Matthew. I can't think of it right now because I ain't got my Bible, y'all. But anyway, so I get on the freeway and I'm just like, wow, God, I was shocked for myself, first of all, because I ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked for myself of the growth in myself, right? And so me being shocked of the growth, I had to, like, while driving, I was like, oh my God, and I went in straight into worship because I was like, God, you have provided all of my needs. For me, like, what was that about? And he reminded me, like, you feel like you're getting hit right now physically. You're getting hit in your body physically. Like, you got pains every which way you turn. You got a pain somewhere or something's coming up in a pain. And of course, yes, the pain eventually goes away, but it's like one after another. And he reminded me, he said, that was a test of your obedience, your faithfulness, your trust, and your love for me. It was a test of your flesh to see if you was going to allow for your flesh to talk you into having someone give something back to you that you know, like, yeah, it could help, but you don't need it. Because a giver, and I've prayed that prayer before, like, God, allow for me to be a cheerful giver, you know? Instead of worrying about, oh, I got this bill to be due, or this got to be done. I don't know. I can't help. To be that cheerful giver. And God has to remind me, like, that's what a cheerful giver look like. Is that when somebody is in need, you're not thinking about your needs. If I sent somebody to you and being okay, that I will send people to you for you to sow into them. He was thinking about just getting up the street. God told me to bless him enough to where it'll take him more than enough miles to get to where he needs to go, because wherever he needed to go he was necessary. He was needed. And that wasn't my business or my place. And my only prayer was, God, may the interaction that I had with him, the encounter that he got with you through me, may he actually go and tell it. May he tell it to the world, because sometimes we tend to forget that. Sometimes some people, especially in the corporate world and big up, we will be the only example of Jesus as believers to them people. Some of them people will never step in the church, but it will take an encounter It will literally take them to have an encounter with someone who follows Jesus for them to tell the whole world. So I was very much just in awe of the whole thing and just in full blown worship. And when I get that scripture, I'm going to post it in the comments. Okay. So that was my little spiel, my little story. Okay. Now let's get on to our topic for today. So let's see how much time we got. Oh, we got time, y'all. We got time. We got time. Okay. So the topic for today on Let's Talk About It. So if you're just now joining, you're just now tuning in, whether you're the replay squad or the real squad. Hey. So the topic for today, and in the comments, make sure y'all say how y'all doing and what y'all week looking like. Talk back, because I talk. When you talk, I'ma talk. But anyhow, so today's topic on Let's Talk About It is self-sacrifice versus self-love. This is heavy for all of us women because we are known to sacrifice ourselves and our very being for our families, our friends, our people we love, our spouses, our children, our careers. We tend to sacrifice and put everybody first. Pour into everybody and everything around us before we actually stop to care and love on us. And so, with that being said, I wanted to talk about that because I see that a lot in my generation as being the millennial, where we are actually trying to figure out or unlearn how to not sacrifice ourselves. And what does it really mean to love ourselves? See, sometimes we will play the victim because we will blame everybody else to why we don't love on ourselves. We will blame everybody else for our own choices of choosing to sacrifice ourselves. We will also take heed and we will blame the relationship, our ex-spouses. We will point fingers. We will do all of these things instead of actually taking a look and doing a self-evaluation of ourselves. And normally it's because we don't want to face the truth to the fact that we chose to do all of those things. And not only did we choose to do all of those things, but that we chose and we knew, we were aware that we didn't have the capacity to do 95% of the things that we did. But we called it all in the name of love. But really, if you're honest with yourself, and if you really want to be honest, most of it was in the name of lust. Most of it was in the name of codependency, people pleasing, your insecurities, trying to prove yourself, attention, seeking man's approval, accomplishments to make you feel like you got there because you were involved in a relationship with accomplishments and performance. See, we don't want to face the reality that is what we were doing. Probably not 100% of the time. Yeah, if you could look back, you could say you genuinely love that person in that relationship or in that marriage. Yeah, you can say, I love my kids. I do anything for my kids. But if you would do anything for your kids and your kids will want the best for you will take care of you. You will love on you. And loving on yourself, let me tell y'all something. Loving on yourself, one, is not selfish. Two, is not it's not neglecting. Especially not negligence. Especially when you are a parent. Because the world will make you feel as a parent that because you're doing for yourself, and this is the world ideology, because you're doing for yourself, that you're neglecting your kids. Now, let me say this disclaimer. I am not talking about the mamas who you got the fresh weave, the fresh nails, the fresh everything, and your kids is looking like bums, no hairdos, no haircuts, and your house is raggedy. No. I'm not talking to you. You special, baby.